Hey Tori, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. How about you?
I'm doing good. So what's been going on?
Oh, nothing. I had a couple of appointments, and then I've been running a few errands, and then now I'm here at a local coffee shop, Chandler's in downtown,
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
who's also one of my customers.
Oh,
So,
very nice. That's excellent. So do you have any plans for your weekend?
well, cookies.
Yeah.
So I have to go make cookies for a client tomorrow that I have to deliver tomorrow, and Saturday I think I'm going to go hang out at Steel Hands Brewing Company. It's across from the Coliseum. Because we have a couple of events going on over there. They're nice enough to let me come in, set up, and then just offer cookies to their customers as they're coming in and out.
Yeah, that is so nice. Well, I appreciate you coming on here and talking with us today. Again, this is Torey Searcy. He owns Bald Guys Bake, a company local in Greensboro, and he makes cookies. And they're really good cookies. So he's on here today to talk all about cookies. How did his company start? What he makes, how you can find his cookies, and where you can find them. So let's get started. So first of all, what inspired you to start this business or a business in general?
That's interesting because I didn't, of course, this is back in 2020,
Yeah.
and we all have a lot of time on our hands. Prior to 2020, I was doing a lot more photography.
Yeah.
And as a creative outlet, well, I needed something to do in 2020. I've always enjoyed just making things. I would make things, give them to my family, give them to my neighbors. We just share. And so in 2020, I started baking and started playing around with cookie recipes. Some really close friends of mine suggested, "Oh, you should sell these." And I said, "No, no, no, I'm a photographer. I'm not doing that."
Yeah.
And it kept coming back up. And so I kind of learned that when things keep coming back up in your life, you're supposed to like pursue them, I think. So the same friends, they actually own a handbag business in the Charlotte area, the Millersville area, and
Uh-huh.
they opened a boutique and said, "Well, we can sell the cookies." And so, long story short, they did a live sale back when that was more of a thing, and 24-hour live sale on Black Friday. They also had another friend of theirs who also sold the cookies. They went live to their audience, and between the two of them, they sold like a couple hundred of those cookies, like in
Oh,
10,
wow.
15 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that made Black Friday weekend interesting, trying to make all of those cookies. I'd never done that before, but that's how I got started.
Very nice. That's awesome. So how did you come up with the name, and how did you name your business, Bald Guys Bake? Because it's a pretty cool name. I mean, I've known
It,
you
it,
for a while, so but just for everyone else.
was kind of a joke, actually. So the same friend, once they convinced me to do it, they said, "Well, what are you going to call it?" And I'm sitting around, I'm trying to think of a name, and it's just like, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to call it. And I jokingly just sent a text to a friend of mine and said, "Bald Guy Face." And her response was, "Oh, I love that." And I was like, "Oh, well, I guess that's what it's going to be." And the strange thing is, that's the response that everybody gives. Like if I've done a pop up and someone walks by and they see the name, and then they just start laughing. "Oh, I love that name. That's great." And
Yeah.
so it just popped into my head, and I just went with it.
Yeah, well, I think it's an absolutely perfect name. So, I to me, it just makes sense. How do you develop new products, or how do you pick the flavors for all the cookies?
Well, that's the strange. So there's a combination of things. Sometimes I'll have friends suggest things, or just people that I know they'll suggest something. Um, the person that handles my social media is not my thing, so I let someone else take care of that. That's their expertise. But she suggested, let's just say, a blueberry maple cookie. So last night I tried making that, and one reason I'm here, I'm letting them try them out because of course they're customers of mine. They loved it. They said it tastes like breakfast, but I'll take suggestions from people. I'll just randomly have an idea and try it out. So that's a combination thing.
Yeah, yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. What do you feel like the most rewarding part of owning a bakery or a business is?
Well, it gives you an opportunity to one share. Um, you can use it as a vehicle to do more good in the world. if that's what you decide to do. I mean, that's one of the things that I try to do. And sharing, of course, there's the other thing too. I mean, I like sharing. I like making things. I like the people to enjoy them. I like to see how they enjoy them. It's rewarding to just for people to just enjoy the things that you know.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And what do you think like the biggest challenge has been from owning the bakery and the business in general?
Well, you constantly learn.
Yeah.
You know, there's you never stop learning. You can always make mistakes, but it's just understanding that that's okay and just moving forward. The other thing is, like you said, continue to come up with new things. I mean, you can do the same thing for a while, but after a while, you need to change it up from time to time. So just continuously come up with new ideas for new ways to,
Yeah, for sure.
new ways to present your product, as well as just finding new customers. Because sometimes you have customers, and then maybe something happens, and they're not necessarily as much of a customer anymore. So you constantly have to like find new outlets for your product.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. And so, because of what you were just mentioning, what role does customer feedback play in the cookie flavors, the consistency of the cookies, or just overall? How does customer feedback play into that?
You have to pay attention to your customer. Ultimately, they're the ones who are going to be purchasing the product, and if they're not excited about it and interested in it, then you have a business.
Mhm.
You have to listen to them. You have to take that feedback and take it, not get upset. If,
Mhm.
you know, because you know we're artists, so of course with the things that we consider to be our art, you can be a little touchy about it. But
Yeah,
when I say touchy, it's really personal to you. So
yeah,
taking that feedback, making changes, relevant changes. I mean, some feedback, not all feedback is created equal, but understanding that, like, you know, you need to take it all in and then look at what's relevant and then act.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And how do you balance the creativity and business side of running a bakery? So it's so funny that you were talking about being an artist, and then that was my next question. So I was just curious.
Um, it's it's a challenge.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because it's balancing that, and of course, I have a day job as well, so balancing all of those things. But
Yeah.
it's I mean, trying to not get too overwhelmed with any one of those things. I mean, there are times when you have to do what you have to do to actually run things, but at the same time, not getting so overwhelmed that you just go into like the spiral, because
Yeah.
it's really, really easy to do that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I had another question. How do you approach collaboration or partnerships with other businesses and influencers in the food industry? Just curious. Just, we're just switching topics a little bit, but I was just curious of how you do that. And just explain like where you're at and how people can get these cookies, also.
Well, we have to have partners. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that and that's the perfect thing. Like, you know, finding synergies with other businesses, other influencers. Like yesterday, I sent boxes of cookies to friends that are influencers that I've met, and they're gonna one to get them to try them out because they're like fall flavors, and just I'm curious as to like what they think of them. But then they're also going to post about them and then share what they think, and you know, not being coerced. You know, they're going to share what they really think,
Yeah.
and you know, getting feedback that way. Also, I'm sorry, what was the other part of your question?
Oh, no, the other part of the question was just, how how locally you partner up with
Right,
folks.
right, got you. Um, you know, I've had different customers over time, and what I found is, like, you know, places like Chandler's, like coffee shops,
Yeah.
or places where people go to get other foods. I mean, there's a synergy there.
Mhm.
Um, yes, where some of the places that you can actually get the cookies,
Yeah.
you know, there's here Chandler's, downtown Greensboro, amazing place. There's the Daily Grind in Burlington, great
Mhm.
coffee shop, great people that run and work
Yeah.
there. Steve's Smokehouse down in Graham, amazing food. You'll be really sleepy afterwards.
Yeah.
And the blooming board in High Point. I just dropped off an order there.
Okay.
Where else?
You have
And of course online.
okay, so you have them all over. So that was that like
Chill Nitro and Winston.
oh, okay. Very nice.
Mhm.
Okay. So that kind of leads into my next question. Is do you plan on expanding your business either through e-commerce or just more locally, or like what's your plans with this? Or do you have any?
Do have a website, but ultimately for now, just trying to find more local partners. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, again, work together within the community. I mean, you know, and working with other businesses to support one another.
Mhm.
And, you know, e-commerce, love to do more of that, but right now just focusing on local partnerships
Yeah.
to try to grow that.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I think it's great. I do have one other question. What advice would you give somebody who's thinking about starting their own bakery or food business?
And just do it. I mean, learn what you need to do, of course, like, you know, because there are lots of rules around like safety and things like that. But if you're thinking about doing it, just do it. You're thinking about it for a reason. You want to do it. Go ahead and walk down the path that you already want to go.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I agree with you. You just got to jump in and do it. And you're going to make mistakes, but the mistakes will bring success. They typically do. So I agree with you completely. Now all of Torey's information for his company and where you know, it'll have his website so you can figure out where you can find his fabulous cookies will be below in the comments. So don't worry about missing that information because you definitely want to try Torey's cookies. They're amazing. Bald Guys Bake is amazing cookies. I've had them for a couple of years now, and I really, really like them. And definitely, you want to try them too as well. So we will have all his information in the comments, and we love that he stopped by and chatted with us because I know he's super busy. Again, I want to say thank you so much, Torey, for coming by, and please don't miss out on trying Bald Guys Bake. His cookies. So that's his company name again. And if you need anything or have any questions, you can always reach out to me. I can find them as well. Thank you so much again, Torey. And I know you're so busy. So I know this was like sliding in here to chat with me today, but I appreciate it so much.
Thank you, Kelly.
Perfect. Well, I will talk to you later. But again, thank you so much. And all his information again will be below in the comments.
Thank you.